Good job, Nelly. No. Oh, she's so sleepy. She had a little snooze while I was tacking her up. It's very nice out today, actually. So I think it's about 24, 25 degrees, which is a massive improvement on what we've had the last week or so, which has just been rain and grey and yuck. But I think it's caught them a little bit off guard. I think they've kind of got used to it being dreary old England again, and now it's warm and lovely and everyone's a bit sleepy and snoozy and got them weekend vibes, haven't we, babe? Yeah. But yeah, we're not going to go for a long one today. We're just going to go up our little local canter track. So I'm actually... so I am obsessing over saddle fit at the moment. Now, obviously, I am not a professional saddle fitter. However, I've been doing a lot of research into saddle fit, and I've got a reasonable idea of, you know, what's good and what's bad when it comes to saddle fit. And this saddle, so this is our treeless saddle because I love it and it seems to work really well with Nelly. Not so well with Woody at the moment, which is annoying because that was the whole point of me getting it, was so that I had something to ride awkward Woody in, but yeah, this saddle works beautifully for Nelly. She goes really nicely in it. From what I can tell, again, I am not a professional physio, but again, I have a reasonable understanding of how to identify when my horse is sore, and I have not found any cause for concern with regards to like back pain or pressure points or anything like that. Like, those seem to be the common things that people worry about when talking about treeless saddles, because obviously the weight is distributed differently in a treeless saddle to how it would be in a treed saddle, and yeah, it's a flexible saddle basically, so there's always concerns that it could cause problems. But with Madam here, we seem to have hit a home run. Everything seems to be pretty good. It fits her beautifully snugly, doesn't move at all. Even when I've had a few boo-boos and not done my girth up properly, it still doesn't move. The only time we get a tiny bit of slippage is when we go up a really steep hill. But to be fair, the steep hills that I'm referring to, where we have that little bit of slippage, are so steep that her treed saddle used to slip back on them. Like any horse that I ride up that horrendous hill going up to the golf course, the saddle always slips a little bit because it is just so steep and such rough going. Like, it's just inevitable. It always happens. So I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, other than that, this thing does not budge on her. And like I said, she seems very comfortable in it. Yeah, it seems to be a win. Now, on Woody, on the other hand, which, like I said, he was the one I got this saddle for because we were having, thank you, we were having a headache with finding a saddle to fit him. It fitted him great for a while, and now we've run into a problem. Ooh, are they going to be moving cows, or is he just going for a little checkup? I mean, she's fine if they move cows, it's not a problem. I'm just, if they are moving cows, then I don't want to get too close. No, I don't think they are. They usually make it really obvious when they're moving animals across the road. There's usually like 3 or 4 of them. No, it's fine. I think he was just checking on stuff. But yeah, so back to Woody and the saddle conundrum that goes on and on and on and on, that is going to be the bane of my life from now on. Yeah, so this treeless saddle was fitting him very nicely. It resolved our problem for not having a saddle that fitted him. But as I've been doing more work with him, his body shape has changed a little bit again. And we have an issue now where the treeless saddle is now doing basically what every other saddle does on him, which is it's sinking down into this kind of like gully he has behind his withers, and towards the front end of his, is it the thoracic vertebrae? Yeah, it's the cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacro. Yeah, I think it's the thoracic, the ones you sit on basically, the ones like at this end, those ones. Girl, keep going. But yeah, he's got a lot of muscle wastage there still from where he had his year off. And basically every saddle I put on him just sinks into that gap. Now, I had been using a ProLite riser pad on him, and up until recently that had been working. Thank you. That had been working a treat. We were getting on okay. And yeah, I've just noticed the last couple of weeks it's really started slipping back again. Like, it's doing exactly what his old saddle was doing, his old treed saddle. Now, the only difference is that his old treed saddle was also digging in on top of his shoulders as well. So that was not fitting him great. I think the tree is the wrong shape for him now. Oh, there's lots of them, Nelly. There's lots of them. That woke you up, didn't it? Huh? That woke you up. Hiya. Good girl. Oh man, all I can smell is iodine. I sprayed it on her feet before we left because they're looking a bit fungusy, and it's really getting at my nose. I think iodine and heat is a bad combination. Hope your feet don't spontaneously combust, missus. I got distracted with my trail of thought there because they were cyclists, didn't I? So yeah, I was using a ProLite riser pad. We were using a front riser, and that was working fine. And then we started to have issues. And so I changed the shims around in that, and we made it work again, and it was fine. And then we started to have issues again. I think that horse just changes shape crazily. It is unbelievable how much he changes shape. And we reached a point again where his muscle definition has changed, his back's changed shape yet again. And what I've kind of landed on, and I did film a little bit of this earlier for my own personal reference because I have the memory of a goldfish and I wanted to remember what I'd seen, so I actually filmed a little bit of it. If there's anything interesting in there, I'll pop it in so you guys can have a listen to my trail of thought this morning. But basically what I've ended up doing is getting another ProLite pad. It's one of the tri-riser ones, so you can raise the front, middle, back, or any combination of the above. And what I've done is I've actually landed on having front inserts because he's still quite hollow around his withers, and I've also put some mid-riser inserts in as well. But yeah, I think what was happening was where we had this significant hollow, like he's basically got a sway back at the moment, which is just absurd. What was happening was, even though I was raising it up at the front end, I think the saddle was just kind of like finding the lowest point because of gravity, and it was sliding back into that lowest point, and I think that's why our saddle kept slipping back. So I had a little play around with him this morning. It wasn't overly productive because once again he needed a pee-pee, and once again he didn't want to go pee-pee. So I could barely squeeze a trot out of him. It was absolutely ridiculous. Like, he's such a numpty. And the ridiculous thing was, we were fiddling for like an hour, like, you know, saddle on, saddle off. And I played around with some of the normal saddles I've got in the tack room as well and tried them on him, and none of them were a particularly great fit. Like, I still feel like the treeless is our best option at this point in time. The Thoroughgood may be a contender when he's got a little bit more back muscle, but yeah, we need to get that back filled in a lot more before we consider that, I think. But yeah, I could barely squeeze a trot out of the daft bugger, and an hour later, I finally put him back out in his field, and what's the first thing he did? He goes and has a wee. I'm like, why don't you just do it? Woodster. Like, I don't get him. I love him dearly, but I do not get him. Oh, I think the gate might be shut properly. That means I'm going to have to get off. Dang it. Oh. No snacking. No. 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 Is it shut properly or? Oh, sad times. Okay, right. Floor, gravity. Can you mind your head, please? Back up, bird. Oh, you've got enough in your chops there, crikey. Nelly. Come on, bird. Let's go. Come on, beautiful. Good job. That's it. Nelly. Come on. Have your head. Right. Oh, you're chowing that down pretty quick today, aren't you? Come on, head up. Head up. Well, and you've done that on purpose, haven't you? Right up close to it. You know damn well my ass ain't that thin. Oh, Nelly. Come here. Nelly. Oh, just punched you guys in the face there, my bad. That's what happens when your GoPro is on your chest. Oh, okey-dokey. Yeah, Nelly, you don't need to eat more grass. What's going on? You got a fly on your belly? You got a horse fly on you or something? Okay. No! Stop eating! For the love of God, woman! Like opening the floodgate with her. You give her one little nibble. Right, we're going to be sensible today, please. And I'd like you to be nice and light as well, because this is our task, isn't it? Right, the couch is going around the back because it's annoying me. Oh, mind grind. Oh, yeah, hold. Whoa. Nelly, you're disunited, honey. Bring it back. Go on then. Yeah, there you go. Don't fall in the hole. I said don't fall in the hole. Oh. Oh, yay. Good job. Well, that was really nice. Well done. Oh, no. Don't ruin it with eating. Come on. Come on. Good job. Oh. Oh, me leftover. He didn't like that. Oh, yowza. Oh yeah, too much exercise in one day makes Lefty very unhappy with me. Oh, she's evil. You're evil. For anyone who hasn't watched previous videos, I get a lot of trouble with hormones and female reproductive organs, specifically my left ovary. She's evil. She's just evil. I hate her. I don't want her. If we could part ways, I would gladly part ways with her. Oh, and yeah, what I've done there basically is I've sat the canter all the way up, so I haven't done that much seated canter over the winter. I tend to go up into a light seat, just because it's easier for the horse, easier for me. But then obviously when you sit a canter, you're getting a lot of hip movement, lower back movement, like your whole lower area, your core, all of that is very activated when you're sitting the canter. And I did cheat a little bit actually. I did grab hold of my beautiful big half western pommel. Makes an excellent handle, I'm not gonna lie. Nelly, come on. Yeah, I did grab hold of that actually, just to give me a little bit of help there. I was very pleased. She didn't pull the whole way up. She had a lovely steady canter. I was able to just ride her one-handed, very little contact. That was absolutely gorgeous. It was really good. Well done, Nelly. Oh, yeah, doing all that hip jiggling has made things hurt. It made me sad. I mean, to be fair, like wearing 30 odd kilos of steel armour this morning probably peed it off before I even got on the horse, but yeah, you gotta live a little. I made a decision earlier this year that I can either go through life whinging and moaning and being in pain, or I can go through life having fun, but also still being in pain. I mean, I'd rather have fun than be in pain, personally. If I'm going to be in pain, regardless of what I do, I'm going to do fun stuff. So, yeah, I made that decision. Oh, every now and then, it gets me a good one. And I question my life decisions.